Howdy, this is once again Scott Francis, and today we're going to be discussing the magical world of for loops in the Java language. I'll once again be using VS Code as my programming environment. We're gonna be going over just basic syntax and stuff.
So this is the syntax with for loops. Huzzah! So we start with for. It's a for loop. And then in here we have what tells us how many times how fast just of the loop. So the initializations usually is a variable, usually an integer, or that tells us what the starting number is. Loop condition is basically the loop will keep going as long as this condition is true. It's got to be output a boolean true false. The increment affects the initialization, the initialized variable. So if the initialized variable, well, we'll see on the next slide an example of how that works. But yeah, this is basically how fast it goes, or if you only want to hit specific numbers, or it doesn't also most of the time it's just adding one to it, but to the initialized one, but it can be other things like multiplying it, dividing it, subtracting if you're trying to get certain things. But yeah, this happens at the end of every loop. Then inside the glorious curly brackets, oh wait, gotta have semicolons in between each of these conditions. That's important. But yeah, then we've got our glorious curly braces. And inside of that is the loop body, where we have everything that we want to be happening and repeating and stuff. Alright. You gotta remember your semicolon here. I forgot to type one in. Next. Here's a quick little example. So this one's for int I, so that's the initialization equals 0, so the count starts at 0. I is less than 7, so as long as I is less than 7, it's going to repeat. Then after every loop, I goes up by 1. This means this entire loop repeats 6 times, starting at 0. Then inside the glorious curly braces is system.out. It's a print statement for forg. So this will be printing forg out 6 times. And here's an enhanced version which is used with arrays and stuff like that. This basically goes to the array and I becomes equal to the value of, basically it goes through all the values of a, and since a is an integer, I is an integer, going to go through all the values and print every single value. So if a is 1, 2, 3, 4, this will print out 1, 2, 3, 4, because it makes I into that. It's just a more convenient version. And yeah, that'll be it for today. Have a nice day.